I'm pretty sure I'd die for Jack Campbell. You're only pretty sure? I'd get his dry cleaning. I'd get his groceries. Oh my god, that's so much more time consuming. You win. Hi, kids. Victorious puppies. This team is ruining my life. Why do I watch hockey? Stress relief. We can. And we will. Victory puppies, boys. Nothing like a big win at home. Like a big win at home. What's it? Oh, same thing. Same thing. That's right. Group hug. Group hug for Soup. Leafs win 4-2 over the Ottawa Senators in the Battle of Ontario. It's still a thing. It means stuff. It must especially mean stuff to guys who used to be on the Sens, and grew up as Leaf fan. It must especially mean something. Will I ever properly be over the Babcock scratching game 1? No. It'll be a fun story to tell when Spezza scores the Stanley Cup winner. Before we talk about the game, we'll start with some breaking news. The Maple Leafs have recalled forwards Igor Korshkov and Mason Marchment from the Toronto Marlies of the AHL. Now, there's a few really interesting details with this call-up. Number one is that Korshkov's agent, Dan Milstein, also Ilya Mikheyev's agent, announced this call-up last night. He wasn't supposed to do that. Is it really a big deal? I personally don't think so. I get that agents can't be doing that, but relax. Couple interesting wrinkles, though, because I'm like, whoa, Korshkov and Marchment, there must be a trade coming. Actually, no. The Leafs only carried 12 forwards. All they had on the roster was the forwards that were on the ice. Because a lot has been going on. Anderson, Campbell, Hutchison, that's 3 goalies. That can't last. Hutchison, waivers, he gets sent down. Janssen gets injured, and Auber got sent down. I didn't even see that. Basically, the Leafs had the room, and now they're using it, but they shouldn't just use it to have these guys kicking around. These guys should play. And hey, the Leafs could use some fresh bodies because they're playing back-to-back games, and this one is going to be against Buffalo. They don't even have to go far. Here's another wrinkle. These guys aren't fresh bodies because, as Jonas Siegel points out, Korshkov and Marchment both played Friday and Saturday for the Marlies, and that could rule out either one of them playing tonight against Buffalo. And I'm sure either of those guys would be like, yeah, no, shut up, put me in. So the Marlies have been garbage recently, and we've touched on that on the podcast a little bit. And yesterday, I saw that they were down 4-0 to Belleville again, and I'm like, okay, what's the fastest that an AHL coach has ever been fired? They scored to bring it to within 4-1. Belleville scores again. It's 5-1. The Marlies came back and won that game 7-6 in overtime. The OT winner? Korshkov. So a pretty interesting decision to make. Do you have these guys play in 3 straight days, or do you have their NHL debut, or at least Korshkov's, be a home and home against the Penguins? Now, before the game, former Leafs assistant coach and current Sens head coach DJ Smith said this. DJ Smith on Nikita Zaitsev. I don't know if he let Taylor Hall in more than a couple times the other night. His feet, I think it's his feet, are the best of anyone on our back end. You guys have Thomas Chabot, right? He's a guy you want to play against the best players. He'll be seen every shift against Matthews tonight. Oh, really? Just over 4 minutes into the game, Austin Matthews, streaking it all alone, scores. What in Sens Nation? Austin Matthews, who it should be noted is good, scores for the Leafs, the team he plays for. And I can't show you the footage, I'll just show you the screen grabs, but shout out to whoever from Hockey Night in Canada did this. This is storytelling, folks. Broadcasting students, pay attention. Austin Matthews scores. That is the gameplay camera. The next shot is the ISO camera on the goal scorer, that being Maple Leafs forward Austin Matthews, and the camera immediately goes to Zaitsev. Man, that's a tough one for DJ Smith. That's a tough one for the coach, because you gotta stick up for your guys, and I assume he was asked about him directly. If Zaitsev does well, hell, he doesn't even need to do well. If the Sens win the game, he looks like a genius. 4 minutes in, and oh boy. That's Matthews' 42nd on the Leafs' first shot of the game. It's absurd. The Leafs are up 1-0. I've been hammering Travis Dermott lately. He got that play started, picking up his 5th assist of the season. Nice little tip from Zach Hyman. Matthews is away. But he only let Taylor Hall in twice, so hey, we know Matthews is gonna get in at least once more, because twice is a good game. Now I'm piling on. That doesn't mean. Now, who else scored in the first period? No one, because Jack Campbell was in net. It was great. Now, 2 minutes into the second period, a hot button topic in Leafs Nation, specifically with regard to Tyson Barrie, has been shots from the point and why you should never take them. Which I think is ridiculous. It's maybe a low percentage chance. It is maybe a chance that is taken too often when there are other options. This, I think, is a great example of when to do it. So the Leafs are battling William Nylander. He's up against Nikita Zaitsev, and he comes away with the puck, works it to the point. Liljegren's got it. Kerfoot gets it. Kerfoot hands it off, and he goes straight to the point in support, something he has been doing so well recently. And it allows Jake Muzzin to come in with even a little speed, and what's he gonna do? He could pass it back to Kerfoot, I guess. It's not a very good option. He'll probably get picked off. He could maybe go to Liljegren. He might also get picked off there, and I don't even think Liljegren's gonna have that great of a chance. Or he can fire it on where Hogberg can clearly see nothing. So what happens? He elects to shoot. He scores. Muzz Lightyear to the rescue. But the point to me was not that he scored. I don't even know if he was shooting to score. He shot into a situation that he should have. The Leafs have traffic in front. They have taken away the goalie's eyes. They have a great chance at getting a rebound. They have defensive support from at least one forward. It's great. A point shot is not just something you take when there's no other option. It's something that you take when it's the best option. And I think it was there. Even if it doesn't go in, it still might go in. Like, the shot went through Mike Riley's legs and I think over Hogberg's left pad there. I can't imagine he was aiming for it. If he was, good for him. But even if he doesn't, Willie's there for the rebound. Tavares could tip it in. He could get the rebound too. It's a great play. And picking up the secondary assist on this goal for his first career NHL point, everyone's favorite rapper, Lil Jegrin, Timothy Liljegren. That's how I remember how to spell it. It's like he's a... Anyway, he's on the board and so are the Leafs, 2-0. Later in that period, about 10 minutes later, John Tavares' line with William Nylander and Alex Kerfoot goes to work. Tavares with the zone entry, and I want you to tell me if people are still worried about John Tavares because he might be good. Does it look like Alexander Kerfoot might have a little bit more time and space because people are concerned about Tavares? I don't know. It's hard to say. Leafs still hanging on to the puck. Kerfoot just banging in there with belligerence. It's Kerfoot and Tavares versus every Sen. 5 of them. As a result, Willie is able to sneak in there and take the puck, but he loses it. Tavares picks up the puck, and once again, the guy with 3 guys on him is John Tavares. William Nylander is the guy laughing in front. Tavares shoots, Willie tips it in, and it's a 3-0 Leafs lead. Dude, the super line is a super fun idea. Nylander, Matthews, Marner. It's funny to even say out loud. But forget the fact that Matthews, Marner, Hyman is working just fine. Dude, Kerfoot, Tavares, Nylander has been a revelation. I'm still not totally sure about having Engvall or Spezza as your third line center, but holy cow, those top 2 lines, it matters a whole lot less. And now that the Leafs have a coach who will actually play them, I'm way less concerned. And just like that, the Leafs head into the third period with a 3-0 lead. Just kidding, because they kind of got screwed. Less than 4 minutes left in the second period. Travis Dermott, Tyson Barrie, 2 guys who are on the same pairing, sometimes anyway, have been getting hammered by Leaf fans, hammered by me on the podcast, and they're just trying their best on this play. The Sens have the puck in the Leaf zone. They're attacking. Oh, scary! Except it doesn't work. The Leafs manage to sort of throw water on it. There's not as much fire. The Sens are leaving the zone. They're fleeing. Pajot's the only guy left. Barrie goes to ringing off the boards around the net to Travis Dermott. Oh, ref's in the way, stops the puck dead, and the Sens get possession. Connor Brown, who is no longer a Leaf, identifies this and he crashes the net, scores, and I understand the trade, but like, I want him back. I miss him. Don't you miss him? Connor Brown, the leading scorer on the Ottawa Senators, makes it 3-1, brings the Sens within 2. I don't blame any Leaf on the ice for what happened on that goal. I mean, the ref is eligible to be hit by the puck, hence why this goal counted, and Matthews maybe fled the zone a little quickly. You create your own luck, yada, yada, yada. I just think that was bad luck. And Tyson Barrie with the clear as day, fudge, on Hockey Night in Canada. And it was on all the replays too. Still, Leafs head into the third period with a 2-goal lead. Halfway through the third period, obviously it's a Leafs game in Ottawa. That means the building is 80% Leaf fans. So they all start doing the wave. Everyone's doing the wave. And I'm not a big anti-wave guy. A lot of people are. At baseball games. This is a 2-goal hockey game with a big old bunch of time left. What are you doing? The answer is being a bunch of road fans who are gunned on a Saturday night. So in terms of judgment, you're not gonna get too much from me. I get that feel. But the Sens score, and everyone immediately shuts up, and the goal horn person, they were in their element. I counted at least 5. It's never good when the goal horn person has to, like, combat the fans. But that's pretty much what happened here, and maybe it distracted the players on the ice. I don't know, because... What is this? What is anybody doing? Goalie has all the time in the world? What is happening in front of the net, my goodness? Hull has nobody. Muzzin is busy trying to move 2 different Sens from in front of the net. Goluboff takes a nice shot. I don't think Campbell saw it, and now it's a 1-goal game. This is what I'm talking about with the Leafs, and I don't know how this shows up in numbers, and I don't know how much of it is just my bias. My bias, by the way, not in favor of the Leafs, but in favor of doom and gloom because I am paranoid. But I just feel like on any given night, you can be like, the Leafs had 20 scoring chances or whatever, and the other team had 12. And I'll be convinced that the Leafs' 20 were not as dangerous as the other team's 12. Because we're not talking about a oops, blowing an assignment or an accidental little bounce like on the first goal or just getting outworked. We're talking about what are you doing on the ice? But it's okay, chill. The Leafs have a lead in a game. They're going to win it! The Sens get a power play. Okay, the Leafs have a lead in a game. They're going to win it! See right here, Hyman with a breakaway. Oh my God! Anderson with a ridiculous save, but it's okay because the Leafs have a lead and they are going to win it! Jack Campbell faces a shot. Oh, the rebound! Okay, big glove save in his left hand because he's not a normal goalie. It's funny because I always caught left in street hockey, and later in life I realized I should probably be right-handed on account of my shoe right-handed. It doesn't matter. Campbell, big sprawling. Oh! He looked like McElhaney in that he made a save similar to one McElhaney made, and he's a competent backup goalie. Or just a competent goalie. Maybe he's a competent starting goalie. I don't know. That's for after the game. Mitch, why are you doing that? Mitch, that's gonna be icing. Mitch. And then people are tweeting like, that should ice it. I'm like, don't you watch hockey? Wasn't it the Predators, I think, who scored to get a 2-goal lead with an empty netter over the Capitals? The Capitals tied it in a minute and then won it in overtime? Okay, and then the clock wound down and the Leafs won it. Good. I never doubted it. Why? They won. And for this one, we can immediately get into questions. Soup starter? No. Ilya Mikheyev should not be the starting goalie. Forget the fact that he's recovering from wrist surgery. He's not even a goalie. Soupy, on the other hand, I mean, that's a conversation. Listen, I think it's ridiculous for a goalie to play, 4 games and win 3 of them, and then you go, there it is, he's the starter, especially when the other guy's Frederik Andersen. But Freddie is battling right now, and the Leafs just need points. That used to mean play Freddie till the tires fall off. It doesn't mean that at this moment. Jack Campbell has been good enough, and Freddie has struggled. Maybe he's got to play more. Stop the puck. That's it. I don't care what the circumstances are. Get in there, stop the puck. Campbell's done that. Like, what's harder? Not getting in there often enough to get a proper rhythm, even though you're still getting in there sometimes, or what Jack Campbell has done, which is come from a completely different team, completely different conference, and stepped right into the Leafs lineup. So I wouldn't say Soupy's the starter. I think that's a little ridiculous. I hope Freddie does excellent against the Buffalo Sabres, and it's going to be very interesting to see what he does, and in the home and home against Pittsburgh, because that's slightly important. The Leafs are up on the Panthers now. They got to keep that up. That team won't go away. How much more relaxed are you now knowing we actually have a backup who can actually back up Anderson? Like, great to know we can rest him to hopefully have him ready for the playoffs. A great person once said hockey should just be called goalie, because it often seems to be who has the better goalie. It's nice to go into a game where you don't definitively go, oh, our goalie's worse. But I looked at this and I went, Hogberg starting against Campbell. I kind of like it. The way he's playing right now, every time Jack Campbell steps into that net, he gives you a chance to win. I don't know if he's a world beater, but if you play He gives you a chance to win. Korshkov? Yeah, really excited to see what Korshkov can do. If he plays, I expect him to be on the third line. I think the first two lines would be what I said earlier, Hyman, Matthews, Marner, and then Kerfoot, Tavares, Nylander. The third line, I would hope, would be Korshkov on the left, and then Engvall and Kapanen. Fourth line, probably have some sort of combination of Spezza in the middle, Clifford and Marchment. I don't know who plays what wing. I mean, I don't know how much it would matter. That's a bang and crash line. Your job is to make room for Spezza so he can go whee! Korshkov is big and he can bang in goals. What team doesn't need that? And you know what? Just besides the fact that he's been good for them, Korshkov's 23. In July, he'll be 24. He's a second-round pick. We gotta see what we got with this guy. He's got to stay healthy for absolute crying out loud, but in 35 games this season, he has 21 points and 14 of them are goals. HockeyDB says he's 6'4", 214. Yeah, I'm interested to see what he can do. Mason Marchment, by the way, 6'4", 220. And in the summer, he's going to be turning 25. We got to see what we got with these guys, and if they work with that meat, that could be very valuable heading into the playoffs. You at least need to know that they're options, right? It's not even that they got to be in your lineup every night. We at least got to know if they're options. They got to be scoring threats, they got to be responsible defensively, and they got to be able to stay on their skates. Freddie Gauthier, if he had a mean molecule in his body, would be perfect for this team. It's not there. So whether it's tonight in Buffalo or later, I don't know, but Timashov and Goat, I would imagine, are going to come out of the lineup for these guys. And I delayed the end of this video until just after 12 to see if we had any other surprises. Doesn't look like it. Very interesting time of year. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast coming later today. And also, Burlington book date finally to be announced right now. So yeah, this is me announcing my Burlington book signing. Here is the same list that I gave you last time, except it's updated now. I hope to see you, and if you have my book, I would like to deface it for you. Thanks.